Why are indie animations beating out the giants? In a world overflowing with content to watch, binge, and scroll past, hitting it big with an animation project takes skill, time, and let's be honest, sometimes a little bit of luck. But lately, it's not Disney or Pixar or Nickelodeon making waves. It's independent creators and small teams blowing up online, and fans can't get enough. So why are indie animations like The Amazing Digital Circus and Has Been Hotel going viral, while multi-million-dollar companies are pushing out sequels and live-action remakes that nobody really asked for? Let's dig into why indie animation is thriving and why the big leagues are falling behind. First, let's define what we mean by indie animation. Independent animation can range from one-person projects to small studios with teams, but the key is this: they operate completely outside of the traditional studio system. No big shareholders, no executive meddling, just passionate creators telling the stories they want to tell. This isn't new. Indie animation has been around for decades, but the internet changed everything. Since the early 2000s, platforms like YouTube and Newgrounds gave creators a stage, and in the 2020s, that stage is practically a stadium. So, what's the magic element that makes indie projects stand out? Two words: creative freedom. Big studios have to go through lots of layers of approval. Original stories can be reshaped over and over again to be more marketable or brand safe. Character designs are simplified for merchandise. Complex themes can be stripped away to avoid controversy. The result? Many mainstream animations can feel sanitized, flat, or, to be honest, forgettable. Now compare that to indie animation studios like Glitch or Spindlehorse or Iron Circus. These creators can push boundaries, tackle deeper themes, and create stories that feel raw, emotional, weird, and real. Whether it's generational trauma or political satire or philosophical undertones, nothing is off the table. And this authenticity, the audience can feel it. There's also the issue of accessibility. Streaming services keep raising the prices, locking content behind paywalls. Meanwhile, indie animations are usually free on YouTube. No subscription, no login, just press play. For viewers, especially younger people or people on a tighter budget, this really matters. Before we go any further, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Big studio animation really feels like it's losing its spark. In the 2000s and 2010s, we got some unforgettable classics like Monsters Inc., WALL-E, How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Phineas and Ferb. From movies and TV shows alike, the list goes on. These were all ages stories with depth, originality, and heart. But now, we're getting endless sequels, remakes, and low-effort projects like Wish or Elio. Movies that look pretty, but feel hollow. Why? One big reason: they're only animating with kids in mind, and they're dumbing it down. Shallow plots, poop jokes, no real stakes. Sound familiar? But animation is a medium, not a genre. The best stories, like Up or Inside Out, worked for both kids and adults, and that balance is where indie animation is beginning to shine. So with all this in mind, where does this leave us? Well, we're noticing a trend. Big studios are totally noticing indie success. Has Been Hotel was picked up by A24 Studios. The Amazing Digital Circus got attention from Netflix. Even Bluey started as an indie project before Disney picked it up. That is a good sign, but there's a catch. Many indie teams fund their projects on their own via Patreon, merch, or donations. Major streaming deals offer these studios money and reach, but often come with many strings attached. Some studios don't want to give up creative freedom or platform exclusivity. If we want to see more amazing indie animation, we have to support it. Share it. Talk about it. Back the creators who are truly changing the game. In short, indie animation is thriving because it's bringing back what mainstream media has lost: originality, plot, and bold storytelling. While corporate giants churn out the same safe, focus-grouped content, solo creators and small teams are producing some of the best animated stories we've seen in years, and they're doing it on their own terms. The future of animation isn't just in Hollywood boardrooms. It's in basements and bedrooms and small animation studios all across the world. So if you're tired of remakes and reboots, look towards the indie scene because that's where the real magic is happening. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. What's your favorite indie animation right now? Me personally, The Amazing Digital Circus totally has a grasp on my free time right now, and I cannot wait for the last 3 episodes to drop. And remember, support indie creators however we can, because the more we watch, share, and celebrate their work, the more of it we get. Thank you so much for watching Granger Living. Take care.